There are many ways to cook with Thermomix. A bolognese, for example. There is Harry's way with Wagyu beef. There is Anna's way with no meat at all. Nancy's way is her grandmother's way, and it's a secret way. Tommy's way is bolognese, no way. He wants chocolate pizza. Mia's way is actually a French chef's way. Ooh la la. Frank's way is the traditional way. Classic. And then there is the best way. My way. Introducing created recipes. Now you can create your own recipes, import and modify your favorite recipes from Cookidoo, websites, books and magazines. Save them all in one place and cook them with your Thermomix. Created recipes. Find them on Cookidoo.
Hello. We are just waiting for a few more people to come in. Hi, everyone. My name is Daphne Iking, and I'm the branch manager for Diva Aromas. And joining me today, this afternoon, I have...
Izurin.
I hope you guys can hear us. And if you are watching the replay of this, hello. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about the Cookidoo, which is the soul of the Thermomix, because a lot of people think, Izurin, that the Cookidoo is just about recipes and getting access to recipes, but actually it's a very informative platform, and I'll explain a little bit more, as well as maybe there are a few questions that advisors get. Customers always are going, kenapa dia macam ni, kenapa dia macam ni? So I'll also address some of the common questions that we advisors get, as well as HQ. And on top of that, we're going to actually showcase one dish that is going to be prepared by Diva Izurin, and very simple, using the guided cooking, which is the Cookidoo. All right. So I'm going to just quickly go. I know you have something with your daughter later on, right? So just give me 5 minutes to just quickly share what Cookidoo is all about. All right. Let's hope that everything's going to be fine, because the last time I went live on StreamYard, I was like, oh no, why can't I share my screen? Okay. So I am going to share. This is the Cookidoo platform, and if you are watching it from other countries, then it might be a little bit different from your region. Okay, so here in Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, at least, it's the website that you would have to access or log into to create an account will be cookidoo.international. Okay, so once you've signed up over here, you can just log in, put in your email. That email doesn't necessarily have to correspond with the email that you gave to purchase your unit. Okay, put in your password and then you can sign in. All right, so Ponstar is just a play of words because my nickname is Popon. So how you can change this so that it will appear also on your unit, it will say, hello Izurin, hello Daphne, hello JLo. You can just go to view profile. All right, and then you can change the name over here. So edit profile, and you can actually change your name that appears over onto your unit as whatever it wants to be. So you can even put JLo. JLo's like making news right now because she married her long flame, whatever, Ben Affleck, like they go back together and ta-da, they had a Vegas wedding. Or you can just write your name, Izurin or Daphne, or in my case, I'm calling it One Star, because that's my nickname. Okay, you can also add in a picture here, but the picture doesn't appear on your unit once it syncs with your unit. Okay, so click save and everything should be there. All right, so I'm not going to go into this first because I'm going to move on back to Izurin over here. And Izurin, I'm going to highlight you because you are going to show just how easy it is to use the Cookidoo. So what you've saved is actually a recipe, right?
Yes. So today I'll be showcasing how to make the spaghetti with garlic, olive oil, and tomatoes. It's a very easy recipe, quick, chop, and then you still can have a happy family.
Okay.
So are you going to show the screen, Daphne?
I will go back to, I don't know how it will appear. That's one thing that I should have tried just now, right? But I actually have got that in my Cookidoo. Okay. So in Cookidoo, what she's going to be sharing with us is this recipe. Um, it was garlic, tomato, something, something, right?
Spaghetti with garlic, tomatoes,
Okay.
and olive oil.
Okay. So if you are looking for a particular recipe, and in this case, she's actually sent me a link. Um, let me see. Spaghetti.
With garlic,
Okay.
olive oil, and tomatoes.
Okay. So she's going to be doing this particular recipe right now. Okay, and you would see the ingredients are here, the preparation is all here. There's also some useful items or tips, and it can also be found in these collections. Okay, and I could choose to add this to my bookmark or my week. In this case, I'm going to put it in my week first so that later on I can showcase it on my unit, my close up, because she's only got a far away, and I can decide to cook today too. Okay, so these are some of the things that you're going to do, and she's going to showcase it how easy it is done using her Thermomix. All right, so this is this particular recipe that she wants to do today, and and
Shall we
showcase how
start?
it's done. Yeah.
All right. So you can see on your screen here, it will tell you exactly what are the ingredients needed and what are the weight. And the thing about this is that this is your scale. So for the first ingredient, we need 40 grams of Parmesan cheese, cut in about 2 cm. So here I've got the cheese, Parmesan cheese, blocks. So I'm just going to put it in, right? And then I'm just going to click next. And 10 grams of fresh parsley. I've got here fresh parsley. I'm just going to put it in. All right. Next, let's just put in the measuring cup. Next again. And turn the speed. Turn the speed dial to speed 8. Okay, there we go. I'm going to show you what we have here. Is the blended, okay, can you see? Parmesan cheese and parsley. All right, I'm just going to transfer this into a bowl. And we can move on to the next step, which is put in the olive oil, which is 50 grams of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just going to put it in here. When you have the scale here, you don't have to worry for it being too much or too little. Just follow the recipe and you're going to get it right.
And just a little reminder, if you touch, like you put the bottle on top of your mixing bowl, it will affect the accuracy of your weight. So always be mindful of that, okay? It has to be away because when you touch even the body of your unit, it will affect the scales, all right? Next.
Okay, next, we're going to put in 2 garlic cloves.
Okay.
And put in the measuring cup. All right. We're going to do this for 4 minutes at speed 1 at 120 degrees.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. 4 minutes heat one, 120 degrees Celsius. Hi, Betty. Hi, Angelina. Hi, Adawia. Hi, guys. Assalamualaikum. Okay, so since we are waiting for 4 minutes on that, I'm just going to continue with the slides. I'm going to continue back with that, and I'm just going to remove this. And let me just continue with the Cookidoo. Right? Now, when you go on the search icon over here, you can actually search for recipes, collections, as well as articles. Okay, so for recipes, for instance, earlier on we're trying to cook spaghetti with garlic olive oil, or if you just have these particular these ingredients at homes, okay, you just want to put lah, okay, I want to cook pasta, I want to have something that has tomatoes, okay, and let's just see what comes up. You see macam-macam dia keluar, okay? Kalau you nampak macam, banyak sangat, and there are different languages also. You can actually decide to filter it here. Maybe you can choose countries or regions that are English speaking, or if you prefer in Spanish or whatever language that you're more comfortable with, then you can filter it down accordingly, okay? But I never actually filter beforehand everything, because sometimes what I can do is, let's say, katakanlah, let me just say bread, okay? I'm looking for bread. And all these things come out. And this particular one, I suka sangat. Sometimes when you are searching for a recipe, and that particular recipe is only available in a different language that you're not familiar with, in this case, it's French. Google Chrome is able to translate it. However, it can only be done via your device, either your phone, your iPad, or your computer. What you can do is still, save it under a bookmark or add it to your week. But you have to still refer to the language via your Google Translation or your Chrome translation. Okay, so it can't auto translate that recipe over your unit. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to add, and that's the reason why I still leave the filter open, because there are certain recipes that I still like to have access. When I say open, when you go back to your profile, you can choose your cooking style, and you can actually have your filter preferences from here. As you notice that I've actually left everything as status quo, as factory settings, because I don't want to set any filters. But to each of their own, you need to explore your comfort level using the Cookidoo at your own pace. Okay. Now, going back to the search icon, going to spaghetti with garlic, the actual recipe that Izurin is sharing with us right now. Okay, I can either, let's say I want to, Izurin is doing such a fantastic job with it today. I think I want to cook it maybe on Friday. Friday I've got, tomorrow I've got a whole day of events. Maybe on Friday I'm at home and I want to cook this for lunch. So I will save it, and I can also check, add it to my recipe. Oh, sorry. I can also add it to my shopping list, because just in case I don't have maybe cherry tomatoes at home. So here at my shopping list, I can go in and I can go by either category of all the ingredients that I need, because there may be some other dishes or meals that I want to prepare also in advance, or I'm curious to put that in my, shopping list, or I can choose it by recipes. Okay, so in this case, I can cepat 4 minutes. I can actually untick things that I already have. All right, we're going to go into Izurin in just a bit. Maybe like olive oil, I have it. I've got my garlic, and naturally I don't need to buy water. And then I have the option of sharing it, copying it, and either emailing it to myself, WhatsApping, putting it on my notes, and then at least I have that as reference. All right, so now I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to go back to Izurin, and she is going to showcase the next step.
Okay, next will be to add in 350 grams of cherry tomatoes. I have pre-weighed this before this session, so I'm just going to put the whole chunk in. Alright, and the recipe says a pinch of fine sea salt, but ever since I got my Thermomix, I've already started making my own seasoning. So this time, I'm not going to use any salt. I'm just going to put in my homemade mushroom seasoning. Okay. That way I know I can control the saltiness and all the other tastes of it. And you know it's healthier when you make it yourself. All right, so next, there will be 3 minutes at 100 degrees at speed 1.
So that's about 3 minutes. And
3
I'm
minutes.
going to go 3 minutes, right? So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen and we're going to go back to the Cookidoo. So I've showcased how you can actually go to your shopping list and to share. And this is one way of saving your recipes, okay? Again, let's go back here. You can choose these three buttons over here. Either you can decide to cook today, like Izurin's doing today. You can bookmark it. So bookmark, I would say it's something that I might consider in the near future. And then I'll try it out. And I say, yeah lah, I suka lah menu ni spaghetti with garlic olive oil yang Izurin buat hari tu. So I will then now add it to my collection. So in my collection, you can see that I've already created a few recipe collections of my own. My daughter has one collection over here, and I'll probably put it under pasta. Okay. Now you can also create another collection. Maybe you can say Izurin's favorite, because I'm always, whatever it is, like I'm going to put my collection as Izurin's favorites because she's like my top person that I always refer to in recipes and stuff like that. And you can just create a collection or a folder and you can save it here. Okay, in this case, I won't because I know that I'm going to put it under my pasta collection. All right, so that is one. Cook today, bookmark, add to collection. You can add to your week, like what I said just now. Either you can choose to do it today, or you can even choose to do it. Maybe I want to try this recipe on my daughter's birthday, so I'll put it on the 5th and then I'll save it. And you can also choose to add to shopping list. On top of that, on top of recipes, you have also collections. Now, collections are like cookbooks, okay? So in this case, when I type out spaghetti with garlic olive oil, if you notice in recipes, if I go back to this recipe, sometimes it will also showcase where you can find this recipe in which collection. So maybe it comes out easy pasta, take a break. And because I like that recipe so much, I would just click on this collection just to see any similar other likable recipes that I would like to try out too. And if I see macam semua pun best ni, nak cuba semua, then I would just save the collection right away. You can also choose to remove it if you feel like, no, I don't want to save the whole collection. Maybe I'll just choose, I'm really interested in trying this prawns and lemon punya, and then I'll just save it under my collection in pasta. Okay, so this is another way, to each and their own, on how you want to organize your recipes, or if you like the whole collection, you can do that too. So that's saving your collections, okay? And then on top of that, this is the only thing that you won't find on your unit, okay? You will find recipes, collections, but you won't find articles. So here and that is the reason why I say it's not just a digital platform of recipes. It's a very informative platform, okay? And we're going to go back into that because here our Thermomix is done over Izurin's side, and we're going to go back to Izurin to share the next steps.
Okay. Our sauce for pasta is done. All right, so I'm going to transfer it to a bowl. Well, even that is being asked by the screen. So let's just follow the steps.
Yeah, the information that they give. So it's really for someone who's a complete noob or who may be a little bit intimidated cooking with a gadget, like Daphne Iking, because I don't cook. Unlike Izurin here, who's a natural cook, I've never cooked before on the stove, or I would, but very simple dishes. So this is completely fantastic for people like yours truly. Okay.
All right, so next we're just going to put 1,200 grams of water.
Okay. And again, one of the fantastic parts about the Thermomix is because it cooks, blends, mixes, needs a lot of other things, about 30 functions you'll also find, including the weighing scale, which has 1 gram accuracy. All right, so you don't see Izurin going off looking for her blender, tak keluar pergi masak dekat stove, she's not looking up the scales, it's all there.
And a little bit of salt for the pasta.
All right.
And we'll insert a measuring cup and let it start to boil. For 10 minutes at 100 degrees, speed 1.
Okay, so we
10
are
minutes.
now boiling the water to prepare for the next step. Thank you so much again, Izurin. So let's go back into my sharing session, and we're going to go back to the Cookidoo to see what else is interesting. So articles. So let's say I'm really interested to know more about pasta. Okay, and macam-macam language keluar juga. So maybe I want to filter it to, countries that would probably speak English. So I'm gonna go into UK, US. Okay, these are English speaking, or you can even look for tak ada Malaysia, Sian. Okay, and then at least you'll find it all in a language that you're familiar with if English is your most comfortable one. You can read all these articles like pasta sauces, always tasty, and then get a little bit more insights on that. In fact, let's go into articles again. All right, and if you are interested to know more about Cookidoo, okay, you can actually press on or search for Cookidoo, and you can find so many other articles that might help you understand better on the Cookidoo or some of the other things that you can do with Cookidoo if you are first time exploring this. As someone who has been using the Thermomix for 2 years, almost 2 years, I find that there's always something new to learn about. I actually went for a HQ training just now and I learned something new. And it's fantastic how it just constantly updates more information for all Thermi users. And this is accessible, of course, when you are a Cookidoo subscriber. Now, as a first time, when you purchase your Thermomix, you actually get a subscription for the Cookidoo for 6 months free. Okay, so okay. Now, when this pops up, right, because I went to an article, it's because you will notice that this is login.vorwork.com. However, if I go back into Cookidoo, because this was cookidoo.thermomix.com, that article was actually found in another region, cookidoo.thermomix.com. So I can just go back, or go back to Cookidoo International. And it should lead me back to my page or my Cookidoo website that is available in our region, which is cookidoo.international. Okay, so this is also another interesting point, which I will highlight in just a bit. What else can we do over here? You can create, save your recipes, create your own collection, create your own shopping list. You can also plan your weekly meals. So over here, I've already saved. You can see that I wanted to do brownies today, and then I wanted to try out this for Friday, and maybe I want to try it out again for Iman's birthday on the 5th. So you can move things around. So in fact, naturally, I've done a few more savings here. And let's say this traditional creme brulee, I'm so sorry if you can hear my son right now, okay? I can move things around, actually. I can move it to another day, because I was so busy that day, tak jadi pula masak hari tu. So maybe I want to cook it also this Saturday instead, and then I'll save it. So you can also do that in your week, okay? Now, we've got about 10 minutes, right? How many minutes in that?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. So I'm going to stop sharing that. I'm going to go into now a PPX. Okay, so all about the Cookidoo, because these are some of the questions that we actually get a lot from HQ, from customers and such. So again, the website is cookidoo.international for here in our region in Malaysia, most likely in Singapore too. And the homepage has 7 other languages available besides English. Okay, so there's Spanish. Initially, it started off with Spanish as well as just English. But of course, as Cookidoo expanded, it also allowed for other international languages to contribute to the Cookidoo. And that's why when I first invested in my Thermomix, there was about 40,000 recipes. Now we have over 83,000 recipes of different languages, okay? And just to inform you again and to remind you, the auto translation feature is not available on your Cookidoo. So if the language is in Portuguese or in Spanish or in French, it will appear like that. However, if you want to access that Cookidoo, to understand it, then you would have to translate it using the Chrome feature over your device, either your iPad, your phone, or else your computer. Okay, some people actually print it out because they want to masak that particular recipe, so at least it gives them a guide. You just press next, tapi like apa bahan ni kan, carrot ke apa benda ni kan, so that will take place. Okay, now one email address can only be used to register one Cookidoo account. Okay, so upon the first registration, 30 days free trial membership is given. Okay, so when you go on to, let's say you are planning to buy a Thermomix very near, especially because now the price increase is coming, so you're like just waiting for gaji datang bulan ni kan, this end of this month or end of this week, but you macam bestnya Izurin share hari tu dia punya garlic cherry, so easy to do the pasta. All right, so now I nak check out Cookidoo subscription. Okay, how does it look like? So you can register first with an email, and you've got like 30 days free trial membership is given. Now, when you get your Thermomix unit, okay, your happy box arrives, and then you log in to your unit with that Cookidoo email, then an additional 6-month trial membership is then added on. But this is only applicable for your first login account. Okay, so again, upon the first registration of, let's say, daphne@gmail.com, and I registered that under my Cookidoo.international, and I'm just playing around, seeing what's so good about this Cookidoo, and then I finally get my happy box. My black thermi is here. Now I am going to log in to that unit with that Cookidoo International, daphne@gmail.com with the password. Then I will get an additional 6 months trial membership for free. Okay. To link to your Thermomix, log into the Cookidoo account on the device and it will automatically synchronize. You can add up to 5 more devices in total to one Cookidoo account. So like in my case, I have 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 units, including the one back in the kampung. So that would be 4. So I have 4 devices connected to one Cookidoo account. All right. So I still have placed 2 more. Actually, yeah, I've got another 2 more left. This might come out, the pictures of TM6, TM5, TM31, as well as the cookie. It is not mandatory to add in your 31 or your TM5, okay? Even if you do have your TM5 or your TM31, there's no actual reason why you want to add this as your device into your Cookidoo account when you're putting in your devices, my devices, okay? Why did they put it there? That's another long story, but I'm guessing that most of you who are watching us right now are all TM6 users. So just ignore that. And once you actually log in with that email that you have subscribed using that email to subscribe to Cookidoo, and once you log in and put in a password on your unit, it will auto synchronize, okay? So there are some things that you can not do on your Thermomix unit, okay? So you can add recipe to cook today, add recipe to bookmark, which I've showed you already, add to your shopping list, to your collection. Create collection, I've not showed yet, but you can do that. Add recipe to my week, I've showed you, but you can't do it over your Thermomix unit, okay? It can only auto sync the recipes, and you can actually search for it in your My Week on your unit, but you can't do it over your Thermomix. The other things that you can't do over your TM6 or your unit is to share recipes. Okay, there won't be any link for you to share it to Izurin's. Like for instance, I say, hey babe, best lah benda ni, I got another recipe that I'm sure you will like, this spaghetti bolognese yang macam canggih sikit because it adds on XYZ punya ingredients yang I tahu you suka. So I want to share that recipe with her, and I'm like playing around with the unit and I'm trying to find the share button. You can't do that. However, you can share the recipe over your device, and then you can just send it over, copy the link and send it over to her WhatsApp or whatever, or you can share it over your Telegram, Facebook, etc. And you can also save collection via your device. But over here at TM6, your unit, you can't save the collection. Okay, so that's why I find it so much more easier to browse for recipes and collections and to save it and to add them to my week, and to put them on my shopping list over my phone or my computer, because it's much more easier. All right, but however, if you are traveling, you can still do so all these other things, all right, using your unit. Okay, anytime you are done or when I hear the bunyi is ring, you just cue me. Okay,
30 seconds.
now what, berapa second?
20 seconds.
Oh my gosh, so fast. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
stop sharing right now. Ooh. Oh, so fast, 20 seconds, and that was like 10 minutes, right, of boiling.
Yes.
Oi. Let's see if
So,
there's
okay,
anything.
the real problem I personally have,
Mm-hmm.
okay, with boiling pasta is that panjang kan. So
Uh-uh.
I just to boil a little bit pun, I need to get a big pot, with a apa huge amount of water. But the thing with this now, I tell you, heaven, okay?
Heaven, huh?
Heaven. I'm gonna remove the measuring cup. Okay, sekejap.
Now, sometimes the measuring cup can be a little bit tighter because dia dah panas sikit kan, so dia kembang.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put this one
Through the
into,
hole.
yeah, just like that. And click next. Without the measuring cup, that will be for another. We need to select the time, because depends on your pasta. The pasta that you buy, it's stated on the box whether it's 7 minutes. Some has up to 9 minutes, but the pasta that I'm using, it's 9 minutes. So let's just set the time for 9 minutes. All right, and put it at speed 1.
And I'm
And
not going to
let it
start
dance.
sharing yet because I want you all to see the magic of we call it the dancing pasta. All right. And you will see that, okay, why is she cooking it like halfway? Well, what is she doing? How is the other top part going to cook? And this is the magic of the Thermomix, where it really, see how it's slowly going down. There you go. It's slowly going to go down, and then it will boil it to its perfect temperature. Again, what she has done is she's boiled the water about 100 degrees Celsius, about 10 minutes, with all the, you've removed all the, whatever you had chopped and everything, right? Dah tak ingat dah. Inilah pasal guided cooking, macam you just follow je, blur macam tu. Semua dah buka dah. So now it's just water with maybe some or a residue of whatever you chopped and sauteed earlier on, and you are cooking your pasta. And the time that you will require here is actually based on the packet. So in your packet, it was about 5 to 10 minutes, kan? Betul.
On the packet it says 9 minutes, so we'll just, all you have to do is just set the timer for 9 minutes.
All right. So you can see that it's slowly going down. I'm going to wait for another, when it basically signals lah. So dia kan turun macam tu. No more was. You don't have to, some people actually put in olive oil or butter, they put in a bit of salt. But in this case, like even if you are, like she has residue of a bit of oil in her mixing bowl. Tapi I've actually cooked pasta without having to add any butter or any olive oil whatsoever. And the only reason probably why I would add olive oil or butter is just for flavoring. It's not because I tak nak dia punya pasta tu melekit-lekit. You remember that those days when you had to boil, to put in oil because tak nak dia lekit kan. In this case, tak kisah. Wow, dah habis. Wow, it's basically going down. So while waiting for that to cook for another 8 minutes or so, I'm going to continue sharing my screen, and I'm going to go back into the PowerPoint slide to continue with this. All right. So I will also remove me. Was I on mute?
Hello.
Was I on mute all this while?
I'm not so sure if you're on mute.
Tadi, you mean when I was doing my whole slide, was I on mute? Oh my God, Fenda, they always saying, was I on mute? And I thought it was because you dah masak. So I have to repeat that. Ain, how long ago was I on mute?
I think I tak tahu I ingat I was in backstage. You campak I backstage.
OMG. Okay, well, anyway, how are you doing over there? How many more minutes?
It's done. It's done.
Okay, we're gonna go and focus on her first. I think what happened was I actually put us on backstage, but I closed up on my unit. Okay, tak apa.
Yes.
Here we go.
All right. So I'm gonna use a simmering basket to drain the water. Okay, and I'll be back with the pasta.
All right. In the meantime, let me just see. Dari masak. Oh my God. Dari masak since Izurin started ke guys? Oh my. So all my divas are saying that. And that's the reason why you need to be consistent with your live streaming, especially when it's on a platform that you hardly use. That's why I'm doing this. Last week it was about sharing. Oh, after Izurin left. So earlier on dah dengar lah. From you left to backstage. So they all know the StreamYard.
Okay. So here's the pasta. All right. And I'm gonna pour in the sauce that we made earlier on.
And you're just going to mix everything together.
Yes.
Wow, how easy is that?
And we are almost done.
Yeah, out of call. I don't know if that's my diva saying Daphne couldn't be heard because now they're all texting me. I'm so sorry, guys, because I can't see what's being commented.
All right. And remember the parmesan and parsley that we grated earlier on? Let's just sprinkle some on top.
Is this the first time you're trying this recipe?
Yes.
Wow.
So with Cookidoo, you can never go wrong.
In fact, Izurin and I did a demo. I was supposed to conduct a full demo at Co-op, which I did. However, because of, when you're cooking and you're talking, you're communicating with the crowd, it gets a little bit busy at the back. So I'd rather be in front. And I said, Izurin, can you just do the mi mama for me? Have you ever done it in your life? And she said, no, I haven't. Anyway, it's Cookidoo. And she said, okay, no problem. So she just pressed next. And it was a hit, wasn't it, Izurin?
It was. We didn't get a chance to try.
It looked so good. It smelled so good. That's like one of my favorites, mi mama.
All right. So I'm just going to garnish with some basil.
All right.
And we are done.
Wow. There you go, guys. Done. All right. So I know, Izurin, that you've got to rush to go and get your kids' stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to excuse Izurin, show her some love. At least she's done her part well. I don't know how I couldn't get my audio done right. And I shall see you in our... Oh, you're not coming on the 31st, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, never mind. So 31st, we will be having our cooking show together. This is going to be taking place at our HQ on the 31st at 10 a.m. I'm going to be pairing up with Fiza. So whoever wants to come and join us, advisors or customers or interested people who are living in Pine Valley, you are most welcome to come and check us out. Okay, come in and invite. Just feel free to come in and I shall see you there. Okay, so thanks again, Izurin. I shall now say goodbye. You can just leave as when you want to go. Okay, thank you so much. Anytime you want to come in, you can just tell me, okay? But you want to go off already, kan?
No, don't worry. I'll just mute my cam and
Okay. All right, I must apologize once again. Just very quickly, okay, both of them are not having their cameras on, but Farah and Fenda are also in StreamYard right now. Fenda, when did you hear or when did you not hear me? When did you start not hearing me?
Hi. When Izurin left for the pasta was dancing, right? Then there was that you closed up on your, I think you were talking about the Cookidoo account and everything. So I thought I ingatkan there was like a glitch because I didn't see Izurin. Mana
Oh,
tahu
no.
you punya screen apa internet ke apa kan. Then tiba-tiba you cakap.
But did you see the screen sharing?
Yeah. I saw the screen
Okay.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was like just stuck there. So I thought macam, oh glitch lah ni, hang or something. So I tunggu aja lah.
That was quite a bit. Okay, so I will go back to that. All right, and I can't remember exactly. Thank you, Fenda. Okay, so I can't. And they don't have access to the admin. I think that was the reason why. That's another lesson that I've learned today. You must always make someone as your admin so that they can come in. Initially, I wanted to get Izurin to come in to do that, but she's not familiar with the StreamYard yet. But it's okay. It means that I get to do it one more time, and hopefully you guys can hear me this time around. There you go. All right. So we goes here. So was this the one, Fenda, that was missing? Did I talk about?
Yeah, I think it's that one. Because it was like stuck on there. I think you were talking kan, lama. It was just there.
Oh my God. Okay. Baiklah. All right. So we were talking about this one. So I shall share now. Okay, thank you. I'm going to now remove you so that I don't disturb you. Okay, since we started or we got stuck, or rather I was being a bit of a dungu, let's just continue back on this current slide. So again, one email address can only be used to register one Cookidoo account. And wait, this one already lah. I think this one dah buat. Okay, but upon first registration, the first 30 days is free. Okay, however, when you log in to your so basically when you first time registration, because you dah dapat you nak sangat your Thermomix tapi belum lagi beli because you're waiting for gaji end of this month. Okay, so 31st you're going to say yes to Daphne Pizza and all our other CNS and Diva advisors who've invited you to watch our cooking demo. Misal kata lah, okay? But today you're interested because you're watching this and you're saying, okay, I'm going to go into this Cookidoo because I want to know what it's all about. You can register yourself. That whole 30 days is actually free. Now, once you get your happy box next week, misal kata, all right, and then you log in with that Cookidoo email and put in the password, you get an additional 6-month trial membership free when you log into your Thermomix user. And this is only applicable for your first time login account. And that's why advisors who are watching us right now, if you are doing an unboxing with your customer, please remember to get your customer to do all the Cookidoo registration first and to log in your customers' login details. Meaning, let's say Fenda is my customer. Okay, Fenda punya email masuk, Fenda punya password masuk dalam unit baru dia. Kenapa? Because kalau I letak mine, okay, because I want to show a demonstration on how to use your Thermomix while doing the unboxing with the customer. What happens is Fenda will now lose her additional 6-month trial membership. So this is very, very important. Okay, guys? All right, next. To link your Thermomix, you can log into your Cookidoo account. Again, ours, for our region, it will be cookidoo.international. All right, and it will automatically synchronize. You can add up to either to 5 devices in total in one Cookidoo account. So you can actually share this if you've got more than two units at home. You've got another one balik dekat kampung because your mother has one, and maybe your brother has one in Johor, for instance. If you all are okay, you guys can just share one Cookidoo account and then split the cost when you want to subscribe to it once the trial is over. All right. Now, these are some of the things that you can do with your Thermomix, with your Cookidoo using your PC, your tablets, or your smartphone, in other words, your devices. However, there are some things that you can't do over your TM6, and these are the things that you can't do when you are accessing it via your Thermomix. Okay, so you can't add recipe to your week. You can't share your recipe, and you can't save your collections. All right. So I've already showed how you can do that over your device. I'm just going to skip through all this. Now, this was what I was getting into. And that's the reason why I sort of logged off Izurin and myself, and you guys couldn't hear me. I'm going to just share this on the screens right now. Oh, it is in. Where is it? Close up. Add to screen. Okay. So here you can just press on the three buttons over here and on the left side, and you will see my recipes, my week, recently cooked, settings, as well as help button. Okay, so when you press my recipes, you will see your bookmark, you can see your created collections, as well as your saved collection. So earlier on, I had actually saved the pasta that Izurin showed earlier on into my created recipes collection, under pasta. And it will appear in my pasta collection. So this is basically the collections that you create. Think of it like your folders in a computer. When you are menyusun you punya, when you're doing your organization lah, gitulah. Okay, where's my pasta now? There you go. So in pasta, it would have already been saved under collection pasta. The spaghetti with garlic, olive oil, and tomatoes, which Penda, by the way, is going to be trying out tomorrow in her demo tomorrow. Okay, now if you hit back on this, you can also see save collections. Now, save collections are the recipes that you save, the cookbooks that you've saved, like I showed you earlier on, how to save your collections and how you can also remove it if you find that they're not so handy. They will all come out and appear here in your save collections. All right. Now, for the benefit of our customers who may have not heard my explanation earlier on, make sure if you don't see get started with modes in your save collections, please do a factory reset. All right, because what happens here is there are going to be some pre-loaded collections in your save collection that will always be available even if you decide not to subscribe to the Cookidoo. Okay, so let's say your trial period is over. All right, 6 months is over, and you decide, no, I don't want to use the Cookidoo. However, I still want to do high temperature cooking, because remember, high temperature cooking can only be accessed using guided cooking, which uses the Cookidoo, right? So they've actually made this possible by having this get started with modes collection. So you can still access this, one, if you're offline, or two, you are not a Cookidoo a current subscriber anymore. Okay, now how do you do a factory reset? You can just go to settings and you can do the factory reset over here. Okay, it should appear on the bawah sekali, factory reset, and then you can do the necessary reset. So it will take a while, and it doesn't mean that all your saved collections that you've done in the past will be erased or deleted. It will just reset and add in the latest preloaded collections that should be there in your saved collections. However, the only thing that will be erased is your recently cooked recipes. So in this case, if I go back, recently cooked, because I did a factory reset, dah kosong. Tadi ni penuh sebelum the factory reset, but now I've only got 2 recently cooked. Okay, so that is about the preloaded collections, and all recipes that were synchronized to TM6 are accessible offline for a maximum of 30 days only. Okay, and my week is not available, so my week would be here. Of course, in this case, it will still show because I've got internet. But in the case where your Wi-Fi is not stable, or you just don't have internet connectivity, but you still nak masak, you can't access the My Week. Then that's why we always recommend you to save your recipes and, plan your week, put it inside your week planner, or you can save it already, siap-siap dekat your save collections. Okay, so this is the case. This is one way of seeing the layout, or you can also do it this way, whatever tickles your fancy. Ni lambat sikit sebab the internet. Okay, so whatever is more easier for the eye for you, you can do that too. All right, so this is the layout of how it will look like when you have your free trial. Okay, it will have the details of here, trial membership, and then it will show the status of membership is still active and the expiry date. This is how it looks like when you subscribe to the Cookidoo. So it will show your membership type, which is regular, it's still active. The payment period that you've chosen is annually, and the next payment will be at sekian sekian. Okay. So you can actually cancel your membership. However, to cancel the first subscription, you can cancel it within only 14 days from the date of payment, and you would need to email your headquarters, either Malaysia or Singapore, to request for the refund. Okay. Now to cancel the auto renewal, in my case, I've made it auto renewal so that I don't have to be, I don't have to worry about my Cookidoo not being updated or being renewed. So I've already auto set it for auto renewal. But if you don't want that and you want to have that option to choose whether you want to renew for another year, then you can cancel the auto renewal by clicking the cancel membership before the next renewal date. Okay, and then again, the refund is not applicable if it's not the first subscription, and you would have to email Thermomix Malaysia if you want to remove the payment information over here, because even though you've already cancelled your membership, some people are a little bit cautious, so they want to remove the payment method dekat sini. Okay. So sometimes there are cases where you're unable to log into a Cookidoo account. In this case, it has happened to me before. And that's why I want to make sure that other users who may have faced the same problem like me, what happens is you put in your email, you put in the password, but then you nak login ni, you nak login, you nak tekan yang hijau ni dah tak hijau lagi, jadi grey. It's possibly, the reason is because you are not having a stable Wi-Fi, or the internet is just not working. So what you can do is you can connect to an internet network that is working fine or a little bit more stable. For example, your personal hotspot. And then another way is to update your software. Okay, because sometimes that happens. You need to make sure that everything is in sync. Baru bila you nak masuk your Cookidoo account, baru you boleh login. The green square or rectangle over here will come up. Another scenario why you're unable to log into your Cookidoo account is either your email, your password is incorrect. Okay, so what you have to do is you need to reset your password. So that's the reason why when we do our unboxing with our customers, we always show that little paper that you should receive. There's like a little leaflet, the name of your advisor, contact number of your advisor, as well as your Cookidoo email that you use to subscribe to, because that's going to be your username, as well as the password. All right, because at least you know, okay, email yang ni pula I pakai untuk Cookidoo. For my case, I only have Daphne Iking as my only email address, but there are some people who have different companies or different emails that they use for different websites and different businesses. Okay, so that's the reason why I always say write it down, so at least you remember which email address you use and what is the password that you're going to use. However, if you can't remember, then what you have to do is you can write into headquarters to inquiry@thermomix.com.my with the serial number of your unit, and that's going to be very fun. And how do you look for the serial number of your unit? You can go to, press on the button at the side there, go to settings, and you can go to your Thermomix version and update. And it has all the information over here, your Cookidoo ID, your serial number, and these are some of the information that you would need to hand out to HQ. Okay, all right. Other than that, if you remember the login email, but it's just that it can't go in the password for some odd reason, then you can just choose to reset your password, put in the login email that you used for Cookidoo, and it will be sent to your email, and then you can reset it from there. Another scenario would be the account was signed up at an incorrect region. Okay, so again, for our region, Malaysia, Brunei, as well as Singapore, it will be cookidoo.international. So if this error comes out, C665, the solution is to email to your Thermomix headquarters. Make sure you have your name, your Cookidoo account, as well as your residential address, and they will be able to assess you properly. Okay. Another scenario is the TM6 is linked to another account. So this sometimes happens. And this happens normally to advisors, okay? Because sometimes kita pinjam unit. So like yesterday we had a demo and we used my unit as well as Farah's unit. But then maybe Eunice, who is also part of our demo, she wants to access her Cookidoo because she's already bookmarked all the recipes that she wants to showcase in our demo, okay? Or if we're in HQ, for instance, okay? So we're logging in with our Cookidoo information. And then when we try and log in back to our unit, you will notice that, this Thermomix is already linked. Okay, for instance, you want to log into your other a new unit, you notice this Thermomix is already linked to another Cookidoo account. Please visit Cookidoo to unlink it or contact customer care. So what you need to do is to deactivate your Thermomix from your previous account via your PC or your smartphone or any other device, or you can email to Thermomix Malaysia. Okay, so I will show that how you can do that actually in the website of your Cookidoo. Let me just continue with the slides first. Okay. Now, here's some useful tips on self-troubleshooting. Incomplete software update or corrupted software is caused by weak or intermittent Wi-Fi signals, all right? So you just go to settings. This is just like a little reminder for you. It's always mostly because of Wi-Fi connectivity. If it's not stable or if it's not available at where you are at, that's mostly the reason why there's a lot of trouble or troubles with your getting access or logging into your Cookidoo. So the first thing you want to check is your internet Wi-Fi and see how, find the one that is the strongest or the most stable. So go to settings, go to factory reset. If number one is not possible, then press the knob, the dial selector, to switch off and on for about 5 minutes. If this is not possible, then you go and switch off the main power switch. All right. Another way is to bring the unit closer to the Wi-Fi router. That has happened to a few of our customers because the Wi-Fi router is too far, so it's not getting the Wi-Fi connectivity as strong as it should be. Plug into a different direct power source. Some people have done that because probably the malfunction is actually happening on the wall socket, and then wait for at least 5 minutes to switch back the unit on, okay, to switch it back on again. And if all this fails, then what happens is you need to send it to HQ or the service center for a master reset. Okay, I'm going to go into this in just a bit because I want to go back into sharing something else. The stop screen, and I'm going to share the Cookidoo. Okay. So over here, you can go to your account to sign back in. So this is where you want to see how many of your devices are paired up with this Cookidoo account. Okay, so you can actually click on view details, and then you can deactivate maybe some, I've logged into the HQ Thermomix unit, okay, in the studio. But now I want to deactivate it. So I need to identify which one it is, and then I can just choose to deactivate it. All right. Or sometimes, let's say that day, I think it was one of my advisors who used my unit, and then she couldn't access. So, her Cookidoo. So what I told her is, okay, give me your serial number so I can correlate or correspond it with the Thermomix device over here to deactivate it so that you can access your Cookidoo account again. All right. So this is the membership, what I was talking to you guys about. You can cancel your membership over here. You can update your payment methods over here because maybe your card is expiring soon and you don't want anything to happen to your auto renewal. So you can always update your payment over here. Okay, you can also check, okay, sampai bila ni next payment, or somewhere in June next year. All right. If there's any vouchers that you may redeem, because sometimes as an advisor, from time to time, we get incentives where you are able to win free vouchers. And then you can actually put in your voucher subscription code over here to redeem it for another year. All right. Other than that, there's nothing else that I need to talk to you guys about. You can actually change the email okay, of your choice. So in this case, I don't want it to be Daphne Iking anymore. I want it to be under Azmi Abdul Rahman. I can change it, but you want to make sure that you first log into the email address that you have registered it for. Then you can change it here, but use the same password, yeah, to save this all. Sometimes when you want to change the country of your residence, because the country of residence is taken from your billing address, yeah, and if you wish to change it, then you will have to do it here. Okay, I'm not going to change anything because obviously I'm still in Malaysia. You can also change your password over here. In this case, I'm not going to change it. And this is where you access your account overview and to check your membership and stuff. All right. Now, another thing that I want to highlight is the create recipes. Okay. Let's say I really like this spiked hot chocolate, but I feel it's a little tad too sweet. I've tried it yesterday and I feel it's a little bit too sweet. So I just want to kurangkan maybe I don't want to put any whiskey, and I'm just gonna, put, instead of 10 ounces of milk chocolate, I'm gonna reduce it to 8. Misal kata, okay? I can actually tweak this recipe and add it to my created recipes by pressing on this or clicking on this, and it will come out spiked hot chocolate with the picture already there, because this is imported from the Cookidoo recipe that has already been tested. And I'll just put there spiked hot chocolate pon, then I'll confirm it. And here I can actually edit the details. Instead of 10 ounces, I'm going to change it to 9. And then I don't want any whiskey to taste, so I'm going to just delete this ingredient. And then, okay, everything looks good here. Preparation steps is still the same. And then I will confirm it. So once this is done, I just press on done and it will appear on my spiked hot chocolate pon. And if you go back to this created recipe, so my recipes, onto created recipe. Oh, sorry. Created collection. Oh, sorry. Mana? Sorry, because this iPad's like blocking me at the same time. Created recipe. Yes, it should be here. So you press on your created recipe, it appears here. And it dah keluar. So you just follow lah the created recipe that you have already sort of tweaked. And you can just decide to start cooking and just ikut je lah the exact guide. Oh no, connection to Cookidoo is only because the internet connection over here on this side of the office is really, really bad. So I just have to go press next, press next. It's slightly different, the layout of your created recipe compared to your Cookidoo recipe that they have already in our, in the Cookidoo. This is your own created recipe that you've already tweaked. So the layout is going to be a bit different, and that's how it looks like, okay? Now, let's say you are doing something completely new, okay? It is your own recipe from your mother or something that you personally like from a cookbook or recipe sharing, but you still want to tweak it a little bit, then you can just go to this button over here dekat bawah ni, go to create recipe, give it a title. So let's say Daphne a bit blur today recipe. Misal kata, because just now I don't know how I could have like muted myself. You can decide to upload the image later on once you're done with the recipe, or you can actually take a picture and upload it here. And then you can add in the preparation time, your total time, your servings here. You can add in your ingredients, okay? So let's say 100 grams of water. Can you hear Elan? Yes, Elan, wait. And then I'm going to put in blur juice. Blur juice. Okay, blur juice maybe 10 grams. Okay, and 5 grams of Elan crying. And add it in. All right, now the preparation. Okay, here you will see that there are, you can change the order or delete the step, but you can describe it. So first I want to pour in, and then you can add in the recipe, 100 grams of water. Okay, you can actually change this into water. Okay, done. Pour in water, and then you add in put 2 minutes. You want to put what do you want to do? Is it dough? Is it turbo blend? Or you want to warm up? You've got all these settings over here. Or you can go and choose the temperature. You want to boil it for 100 degrees Celsius for on speed spoon. Okay, so all that is done. 2 minutes, 100. You can put there. You can write lah. All right, boil. 2 minutes, 100 degrees Celsius, speed, spoon. All right, so you can do all that. And once everything is confirmed, you can just press confirm and you've got your recipe there. And you've got this here. Of course, there's no image because I didn't put on an image. And that's basically how you can create your own recipe. Now, if you are on a 6 months trial subscription, you can create your own recipes, 10 recipes for that trial period. Tetapi once you become a paid customer or you have subscribed to it, then you can create recipes of up to 100 recipes and save it all under your created recipes. Okay, so that is about it so far. Just another thing that I wanted to add on here in Thermomix Malaysia YouTube. Okay, let me just see if I'm sharing this. Stop sharing, and I'm going to go back to the StreamYard so that I can make sure that I am in. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, you go into share screen, go to my Chrome. Now at our Thermomix Malaysia YouTube channel, you can actually go to the playlists and we have everything about Cookidoo in either Chinese or in English. And in here, you can see that we've got how to search for recipe collections, how to create your own collection, how to create your shopping list. So if I was blurb sotong earlier on and I was on mute, then you can always check back on all these very simple 1 minute or so recipes, tutorials for you to go through, okay? So the only thing that is not available here is actually how to create a recipe. Tetapi, guys, you know, this is something I learned during the tutorial just now. You can actually do this. Go back to sharing my screen, going back to Cookidoo. Now let's go back to the search icon. If you go to explore, you will notice this page. And because the latest access modes for your TM6 recipe creations is done, you can actually learn more, find out a little bit more, and you have all the information about the new updates with regards to the created recipe. Okay, so how to go to created recipes. They actually have, oh, this is here, sorry. You can go for your tips for your creation. They give you all the information over here. And there's even tutorials for you to learn how to actually do it in your Cookidoo. So let's say if I want to look for articles, how to create recipes in Cookidoo. So if I'm searching for that, right, it should appear. And you can look for it in your articles and tutorials. Sometimes they will give you a tutorial. They will show you how it can be done. Kenapa dia tak masuk ni? Okay. And it gives you all the information over here. There is a way where you can actually get a tutorial on how it can be done also. All right. It could be in Thermomix Malaysia, but right now, because I haven't saved it, I'm not going to share that yet. But if there's any other questions, let me see. Okay, so far, okay. Everyone seems all right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that was clear. And I'm going to end this broadcast. I apologize again for that little boo-boo where I went mute suddenly. And thank you all for watching. And if there are any questions, please feel free to just reach out to any of the Diva advisors or myself. Okay, thank you, everyone. Bye.